G'day, you beautiful motherfuckers. I got a pack of records here, right? And I know that if I show records, people tune in. It's weird, but I don't make the fucking rules. So the whole thing with these records is these are ones that I've had signed, and I didn't necessarily. Well, one of them I did buy signed, but I still haven't met the guy, as brief as it was. So these are majoritively shit that I've met the guy, I've had a weird confrontation or interaction or something with the artist, and they've signed my record. So the first one I got, and this is the one that I didn't actually meet him to get this signed, but I still got it signed, is Alice Cooper, Detroit Stories. So it was a birthday. I got taken to Atlantic City to see Alice Cooper, and it was pretty cool because they had Kane Hodder back on guitar, and that is my favorite era of Alice, the 80s. He did a ton of shit from Raise Your Fist and Yell, a lot of stuff from what's the one where he's eating a fucking snake? Anyway, he did a bunch of that shit, and that is my hands down favorite Alice Cooper era. So, but I did kind of meet Alice back in Sydney, Australia, when I used to work for the railway, and Alice Cooper without stage and props looks pretty fucking similar to Alice Cooper. And he was getting off a train with what I can only imagine was his daughter, a very large, tall lady, very striking, and Alice and her got off the train, and I was walking the other way. Now, at that point, you don't expect to see Alice Cooper just jumping off a train. I freaked the fuck out, and I kind of just walked past him and completely missed my opportunity to meet Alice Cooper. So I kind of walked past Alice Cooper. I don't know if that counts, but fucking I'm taking it. So Detroit Stories, Alice Cooper signature. I'm sure you've all got it. Fucking double album. She's a gatefold. Fuckers love gatefold as a coloured vinyl. No, you fucks love coloured vinyl. Fuck it. Is it? Who knows? You'll have to fucking wait for one where I'm got the energy to pull it out. So the next one is a band that me and the wife went and saw. I had zero knowledge of who they were, haven't heard a note of music, and we went to the show, and fronting this band was a lady who must have stood about 6'6" without a fucking word of a lie. She very rail thin, long blonde hair. She looked like a blonde Marilyn Manson right back in his early years. The band was amazing. As far as live, and the funny thing was there was a guy in the audience who for the whole show was trying to get the guitar player to react to whatever he was screaming. We were a little bit far back, but we could plainly see that this guy was, egging the guitar player on. And I have no idea what it was about, but they stopped the show. They fucking interacted. The guy was quickly escorted out by security, and the show continued. So no punch-ups, nothing crazy, but that band is Starcrawler. And we got that sign. We met the singer, really nice girl. Like I said, very tall. I got a photo of her, and I'm 6'2", and she was taller than me, and she was kind of hunched down to get into the photo because Miss A is way too short. So, big girl, great band. Starcrawler, check them out. They're like a punky rock LA thing. Now this one, we worked at a venue in South Jersey, and we would get bands through there, and some of these guys were like gods. They were classics, and they'd played with all the heavy hitters, Sabbath, Dio. And me being from a country that doesn't just have rock stars walking down the fucking street, completely lost my fucking shit, and couldn't believe that I was standing right there. But the cool thing about Miss A is that she doesn't lose her shit, and she's actually a qualified chef, for those of you who don't know. And she was catering for this band and had to cook all the meals, and I was doing all I could to be the guy that brought that shit into the dressing rooms. So I didn't get to do that, but at the very end, I got my chance, and I got to meet Vinny Appice. Now, Vinny is fucking obviously played with Dio, the classic fucking Dio albums. So, my luck, I've always got shitty timing. I walk the time I've got some, a spare second to race in there, and I've been like clutching this all fucking night, right? So this thing is like being in a kitchen, stinking hot, grease everywhere, and my time to shine comes when he's just sat down to eat his food. Now, I don't know if you've ever been fucking interrupted whilst eating, but no one likes the guy who interrupts. I was that guy. So I walk up, I say, "Excuse me, Mr. Appice, big fucking fan. I've got this album. I know you're reading. I won't get a chance to get back here. Can you please sign my album?" And he looks at me and he just goes, "What?" So at this point I freaked the fuck out, because now I'm thinking, this is gonna be, he's gonna tell me to go fuck myself. But he admitted that was one of the nicest ways that he's ever been asked for an autograph. So Vinny Appice, is he right there? You rock. Fucking Vinny rocks. Now this one I might have been drinking, and we went and saw something, what's the fucking band? That Triumphant band. Something Triumphant that everyone thinks is fucking great, and they're just like, all great musicians, but didn't really think that black metal should be applied to that particular band. Anyway, I digress. But this band was one of the support acts. Now, I don't understand why I did it. It was a black metal band, but you'll see the cover and you'll probably know why I did it. But I think they're called Sylvain, I think. But anyway, my dumbass, because I'd been drinking, walked up and plainly said, "Hey, the show was really good. I want to buy an album. Which one is a good one?" That's almost verbatim what I said. I'm not real good talking to people, but there's the album. YouTube can plainly see there's zero nudity, but fucking Thule, thank you so much for buying the album that you never listened to. Moving on. So at that venue where I got to meet Vinny Appice, there was a dude that used to get around all the fucking time. By the time we left there, he knew my name, and we would chat quite a bit because similar age group, liked all the same shit. And we actually met at a Quiet Riot concert. He was sitting directly to my left. And, we all know the old Eddie Trunk and the Jim Florentine and the Don Jameson. Well, that was Don Jameson. Most friendly dude you'll ever meet, and with the youngest girlfriends I've ever seen. But, Don's a funny guy. I'm not really a comedy guy. Why I bought this, I don't know. But it was cool. We got to hang out a bit, and then he was there for all the big bands. So, we'd hook him up with fucking dinner and some drinks and chat to Don and, get the scoop. And Jim Florentine would come down, and we would chat about Howard Stern show. And being a massive Howard Stern fan, especially listening to him back in Sydney, where we would have to download the fucking shows, asked all my questions about Artie Lang, and you know, try to find out if he's still alive. And later on, we got to meet what was that fucking dude? What was his name? Anyway, it'll come to me. But we got to hang out with that guy. Read my mind and tell me who I'm thinking about, because I can't think of his fucking name. I can see his face. But anyway, next one, moving on. So this is, I've had this for a long time. And I have never met this man in person, though he did sign it to me. One of those iconic death metal bands. And I would chat to him on the internet, and for some reason he was just a chatty dude. And you know, recently they were out here, and you know, good old Andrew Lee was very unhappy with them. But you know, the man that I'm talking about is Paul Speckman, and you know, this is a great fucking album. You know, I was into this obviously before I got this signed, but you know, there was kind of, to me it was like why Deicide with Deicide, you know. So Paul Speckman kind of paved the way, and he's just been releasing albums ever fucking since, still touring. Really friendly dude. He might have ducked the dog, but he didn't duck the fucking hammer. Did I say that right? Fucking tongue gets all tied up. And last but not least, this is I never met anyone in this band. I didn't meet anyone adjacent to this band, so this one might be a lie, but this is a cool find. When I got here, I walked into one of those flea markets, and it was like, there was packed with shit, and it was absolute fucking bedlam, but there was some kind of cool stuff, really old stuff. And I look in the corner and I see this fucking vinyl album there. Now I know the cover, and I'm like, it's got writing on it. Why has it got writing on it? And lo and behold, it was Def Leppard. Now, the signatures that are on here, you know, what's his name? Rick Savage, Phil Collins, and Joe Elliott. Now, I'm going to go ahead and assume this was probably signed after fucking, what's his fucking name? What was his name? The guitar player. Well, the guitar player wasn't even in this band at the time, but when he died. So, obviously there was no, what's his name? Pete Willis. He didn't sign it. But it was cool. I mean, it was $50, right? I mean, it was just a cool pickup, and I got that shit signed. I was kind of fucking very happy about it. Now, I got a ton of shit signed. I've met all the guys from Classic, Cannibal Corpse, and I had some cool shit signed from that, which is in a bag up there. I'd love to bring out, but it's just kind of hard to show it. And I got to hang out with them in '95, and then like the week after, got to kind of hang around with Glenn Benton for a little while, and he signed some shit, and he was cool as fuck. But I can show that shit when I find it, I guess. But anyway, that's all I got. That's my Sunday obligation, and I'm going to go and have dinner. Have a good week.